Hey guys, welcome back to The Squeeze. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about women's and men's college basketball. Right now, there's a lot going on because it is March, so that means March Madness 2024. And I feel there's been a lot going on social media with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in the women's basketball part. I'm not big on men's basketball. I don't really watch too much college basketball, but Angelo and Nate are going to inform us about some basketball stuff that's been going on recently. So first we're going to start off with March Madness, since it is probably one of the most popular things within the college basketball, very well known, especially around the United States. Everyone, dads and chads and brads, are always tuned in to the games. So left out in the Sweet 16 are Alabama and UNC, Clemson and Arizona, Illinois and Iowa State, San Diego State and UConn, Creighton and Tennessee, Gonzaga and Purdue, NC State and Marquette, Duke and Houston. And we asked a few of our fellow classmates who we thought was going to take home the win of the entire tournament. So here are some of the responses that we got back. Who do you think is going to win the 2024 Men's March Madness bracket?
Duke.
UConn.
Tennessee.
Duke.
Yeah, I'm going to go with UConn, yeah.
So those are the responses that we got back. Seems like Duke and UConn seem to be the popular responses. I'm going to go with Duke also. Angelo and Nate, what are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Purdue. I think Zach Edey is a heck of a player, and I think that they won't be stopped. I really don't think Duke is the Duke of the past. And I think people are just picking Duke because it's Duke and everyone knows Duke. But
Yep, you're right. Nate?
I'm feeling Creighton just because. I don't know why. I'm just feeling Creighton.
So the games will be this Thursday and Friday in March 28th and 29th, and we will see who makes it to the Elite Eight. Currently it's the Sweet 16, and then we'll see who wins it all. But I'm not big with college basketball, but Angelo and Nate are going to give us some background of what they've currently heard about the teams this year.
all right, so March Madness started in 1939. It originally had only 8 teams in this bracket. The term March Madness was first used by a high school official in Illinois named Henry Porter. March Madness wouldn't have become associated with the NCAA tournament until Brett Moosberger used it during coverage of the 1982 tournament. March Madness is referred to as Madness because of all the underdog victories and upsets in the tournament. Everybody likes a good underdog, and me personally, I cheer for the underdogs. I'd rather not see Duke or Creighton or any of those teams win every year because they are projected to win. I like the underdog story. One of the recent upsets that shocked a lot of people was the number 14 seed Oakland beating the number 3 seed Kentucky. John Golke hit 10 3-pointers, which led them to victory. He wasn't even known as their best player. He kind of came out of nowhere. He's 24 years old, and that's what really led them to victory.
Another upset we saw in this year's bracket was James Madison beating Wisconsin in the first round. Wisconsin was supposed to be a big powerhouse team and was expected to go pretty far in this year's bracket, but James Madison pulled off a big upset and beat them by 11.
But yeah, March Madness is always a lot of fun for everybody, and there's also sports betting that goes with it, like people signing up and putting brackets in to win hundreds of dollars, thousands, just depending on how many people put in money, and it just always is a lot of fun. I know growing up, me and my parents always went into brackets, and my dad won a few years, just won some extra money, won some tickets. I know it's just very entertaining to watch, and just it's almost like a little game for you too. I'm sure you've all noticed that we've been seeing a lot from women's basketball lately all over social media. Caitlin Clark is a very hot topic. There's been a lot of the 3-point contest between Steph Curry and Sabrina has also been a very controversial topic and something that a lot of people have been talking about lately. Angel Reese, all of those bigger basketball players have been all over my TikTok, all over many people's Instagrams, and yeah, it's just a big thing that's been debated in the past couple months.
Yeah, girls basketball is really on the come up. I mean, what these girls are doing in college right now is really helping the publicity of the sport. I mean, Caitlin Clark she's a very good basketball player. I watched a couple of her games, and it's just unreal. I mean, do I think she could compete against Division I male players? No. But in the female range, I mean, she's definitely the best of the best. WNBA, I don't know. She won't make much money there. I just don't think that's the best option. I think, like, I saw Ice Cube offered her like $5 million to play in his league, and I think $5 million is a lot more than $200K a year. So I don't know.
I think she's a really impressive player, and I think that the game with LSU versus Iowa the other day was a great game to watch. Angel Reese fouled out. That was a big key of the game.
That wasn't a foul. They called a charge on her,
Yeah.
and that was not a charge.
They were still down 10, though.
Yeah, I mean, they would have
Yeah.
lost either way.
It was a close game. I think Iowa had the lead for most of the game by 5 or more. It was close at times, but Iowa
She
had
dropped, like,
it in the bag
46
from the
points.
beginning, I think. They seemed to be very respectful after the game. Like, I saw the video of the handshake. Angel Reese was very respectful towards Caitlin Clark and vice versa.
I personally don't like Angel Reese.
I think she can be a little much to
She's
handle.
a lot of publicity. She's all about the image. She's not, like, watching her play Iowa, she really is not that good. Like, some of those girls, like, Caitlin Clark's a freak, but, like, some of the girls, like, airballing, like, mid-range jump shots and stuff, it's like, how are you at the Division I level if you're airballing shots still? I just don't understand.
I think Angel Reese is just really tall for a girl,
Yeah.
so she can tower over. I mean, she's a very aggressive player. Her rebound, I think she had 25 rebounds the other day.
Well, yeah, she's
towers over.
Shaq's niece, right?
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, she's going to be good, but
Just towers.
I don't think she has Shaq's athleticism for her size.
And what are you guys' opinion on Kim Mulkey, the LSU coach?
Oh,
You guys?
She's a good coach. I mean,
she's something else. though.
she's crazy,
She's
but
crazy. She's solid. Had the
I'd rather a
dark
coach
green
like that. Yeah, I'd rather a coach like that, though, than a coach that doesn't care. I mean, you can tell she cares and
yeah.
she wants to win.
I think that Caitlin Clark really showed up. Haley Van Lith, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
she really showed her up the other day. Scored in her face, dropped. I think she had 41 points.
Yeah, she's still
9
good.
3-pointers.
Haley's still a good basketball player.
Yeah, I don't
Caitlin
think
Clark's
there was
just
really anything
nuts.
you could do.
No,
I
just
know
a
they had
man.
Angel Reese at her.
Yeah, she does play like a guy. She plays like a men's basketball player.
Pulling up from half court like it's
Yeah.
nothing.
You can't do anything about it.
They had Haley on her at one point. Poa was on her at one point. Angel was on her at one point. But, yeah, I know it was a very intense game, but I think it was a good game to watch and very entertaining. Angelo brought up the point of Caitlin Clark playing in the NBA or Division I men's basketball. And I know I also brought up the Steph and Sabrina 3-point contest earlier in the podcast. So now we're going to touch on that and what our opinions on that controversy is.
I mean, yeah, Steph Curry. You're not.
You aren't beating
I mean,
him.
I give her props. She shot from the men's line, made it fair, but I mean, Steph Curry is the best shooter in the world. I just think the difference between male and female sports is pretty large.
I mean, it's genetics.
Yeah.
Genetically,
Yeah.
it's not really, in my opinion, it's not really possible for a
There's no
female
way.
just
Yeah.
because of the literal hormones and genetics put in. And I think with the genetics, that can also tie into all of the arguing and controversy within the Olympics with the transgender female beating the other females by a landslide, and I think that just caused a lot of issues in the sports world.
Yeah, it's just unfair. I mean,
Still
you
a
put
guy.
like, for example, WNBA player talking crap online. A broadcaster said he would bet her $5 million if her WNBA team beat a state championship contending high school boys team. And he bet her $5 million. She reached out responding, and then when he was trying to set it up, she would not respond, not take the money. And it's not that he would make the money if the boys team won, all that money would be donated to that high school. And if the girls team won, he would donate $5 million to the WNBA. But they just weren't even confident enough to take that. So, I mean, that just shows, even deep down, everyone knows the difference between men and female sports is just, it's large.
I think both of them can be entertaining, and I think that female sports should get a little bit more attention. But I do think that if you're comparing men to women, there's no comparison just because we're genetically very different. But yeah, I think that kind of sums up all the things we're going to talk about today with March Madness and just WNBA, NBA, girls, boys basketball. Yeah, there's lots going on right now within that world on social media, and it's just a big topic, and there's a lot of controversy that goes with it. But we wish good luck to all of the teams left in the current March Madness brackets.